coming to the UK might be your worst decision if this happens. So the leader of the Conservative Party, Kemi Badenoch, have come to tell us what changes she would like to make in helping to reduce net migration if she becomes the Prime Minister. And these changes are not friendly at all, at least in my own opinion. She's talking about increasing the number of years you would have to stay in the country before getting a citizenship, up to 15 years. Now, there is a video that we are going to be going through together and dissecting the points that she has said. So stay tuned with me while we watch this.
Britain is our home. It's not a hotel. It's time to tell the truth on immigration and propose real plans to do something about it. I want to reduce immigration and make living here actually mean something. We need to change the way our immigration system works. So I'm announcing that the Conservative Party is going to do the following things differently. 1. If you want to stay in our country permanently and apply for indefinite leave to remain, the time you have to live here before you apply will increase from 5 years to 10 years.
So I really do not understand the reason why it has to increase from 5 years to 10 years, because there are other countries that if you're moving to those countries to work, you go as a permanent resident. And now there's already a policy that is saying that before you get settlement status, so before you get your indefinite leave to remain, you have to have stayed in the country legally for 5 years before you can apply for an indefinite leave to remain, which I feel like is good already, because during that duration of time, you are paying your taxes, you are contributing to the economy of the country, and you are not entitled to any public funds. So you're not getting benefits or any of that. So increasing it to 10 years, I feel like is a stretch. Personally, I do not agree with this point, and I feel like this is something that would drive a lot of people out of the country. Remember when they came before to say they wanted to reduce net migration and stop master students from bringing their dependents into the country? And if you have been following the updates here in the UK, you would see that the statistics of people who have applied for masters here in the UK has dropped, and some schools are trying to, entice people to apply to come study in those schools because they are benefiting from the contribution of international students. And looking backwards, quite a number of people moved into the UK because there were gaps. There were areas where people needed work to be done, and the people here in the country were not filling up those gaps. So legal migrants like myself came all the way from our home country to come give a hand to the NHS, to the educational system, to different sectors in the country to help and contribute as well. So I feel like it's supposed to be like a win-win, my personal opinion, but I would like to know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Do you think 5 years is enough, or do you think 10 years is a fair plan from the leader of the Conservative Party?
2. You will have to be a net contributor with a high enough salary, especially if you want to bring family members with you. And if you've got a criminal record, you're banned. 3.
So now this point is, I feel like it's a funny point. Now, when they say you would need to have earned, you need to earn a high enough salary to be able to bring your dependents and to be able to apply for the settlement status. So it means that people who came years and years ago as care workers, are they saying that they would not be eligible? Because when you say you need to earn high enough salary, it means that there would be a range that people would need to earn yearly as a gross income for them to be eligible to apply for the status. And that means as support workers, healthcare assistants, when you come into the country to work, you then have to start hustling, look for career growth, career progressions, and earn more money to meet that band to be able to apply for indefinite leave to remain. And bear it in mind that it is not cheap. You would have to save and save and save enough amount of money to be able to apply for your indefinite leave to remain. And for her to say that if you have a criminal record and you apply for indefinite leave to remain, then you would not be eligible, I mean, that is understandable. But now let's flip the coin. What about people who had criminal record from the past and they're no longer that person? They are better, they have grown, they have repented from whatever criminal activity that they have in their record. What would you say? So because someone had such criminal record, let's say 20 years ago or 10 years ago and the person is not applying for indefinite leave to remain, the person is not eligible? Where is the grace? Where is the, consideration for people who have changed, who are no longer those sets of people and are better now? What would happen to them? Because not everybody would progress in their career. It's a fact. It's something that everybody knows. So you would see people that have been in a certain position for a long duration of time. They have not grown. They are still earning the same amount of money every year for 15 years, 18 years, 20 years. What would then happen to those people? They're not eligible to apply for indefinite leave to remain. So I feel like there is a in between in that point. But let's keep watching.
If you've claimed benefits or need social housing, you can't even apply. 4.
So with that one, if you come into the country as a legal migrant on your biometric residence permit, you would see that it is written out clearly you do not have any recourse to public funds. So we know it's something that has been there. We know that you cannot apply for benefits, public funds, any of those things. You cannot apply for that. And people stay clear of that. You do not want to apply for something that they have categorically told you in your visa that you are not eligible for it. So anybody who tends to break or breach their visa requirement or what their visa have told them to do, then I feel like that's the person's fault because they have told you from day one. And so if she's coming to say that you would not be eligible for an indefinite leave to remain because you have accessed benefits or public funds, it's understandable because you've breached what your visa have said. So let's keep watching.
We will increase the time before you can apply for a British passport from 12 months to 5 years. Meaning it will take a minimum of 15 years to start an application. 5.
This is the one that was just busting my brains. When I heard it the first time, I was very disappointed. Personally, that is my opinion. I'd like to hear your own opinions in the comment section. I was sad to hear this news. So basically, I stay in the country. I work for 10 years before I get indefinite leave to remain. And then I have to stay in the country for extra 5 years before I can apply to be a British citizen. Why? Currently, everybody knows that before you can get your citizenship here in the country, you need to stay legally in the country for 5 years on your work visa or whatever it is. And then after you get your indefinite leave to remain, you then have to stay for 12 months before you can apply for your British citizenship and get your passport. And now it's going to be increased to 5 years, meaning you have to stay in the country for 15 years. That is a long duration of time. When in some other countries, you can just go into the country from day one as a permanent resident and they value you. They know that you are coming to contribute into the country. I mean, this is for people who are coming legally. We're not coming illegally, yo. We're not breaking the rules. We're not going against what our visa has. We're coming directly, legally into the country. And I feel like it's supposed to be a win-win. So if I'm contributing to the economy of one country, I feel like the country is supposed to contribute to me as well. Because I pay my tax, I pay my national insurance, I pay contributions for things, I'm contributing to the economy. And I feel like the country itself should also be beneficial for me. With this, quite a number of people, when they hear these policies, if she becomes a prime minister, it's going to break a lot of things. People who are in the country and they're saying they want to stay for a certain duration of time before they bring their family over, they would find it difficult. It's going to be hard. It's going to break families. It's going to bring, disturbances. It's going to cause a lot of separations for quite a number of people. Because first off, if you are a family of 5, you know how expensive it's going to be to apply for an indefinite leave to remain. And then that means what you are doing is you are working to save for an indefinite leave to remain further down the line. When you are not growing as much because there is like limitations and restrictions, bear it in mind that even you as a person, you have to hustle, you have other needs, you have other things that you want to meet up to. So I feel like 15 years is a long duration of time and I feel like it's not beneficial. quite a number of people would leave the country in masses. Even the people currently in the country, they would leave in masses. You can see, check it, go online, have a look. You will see nurses are leaving in masses, doctors are leaving in masses, people in tech are leaving as well. So in as much as you have people coming into the country through one means or the other, you have quite a number of people leaving the country as well, because what they thought the country was not what it is. And so the country still has a lot of gaps, a lot of vacancies to be filled, but the policies that are being made are not beneficial, are not helpful, they are not impacting the people living in the country. So would you want to come into the country to spend 15 years before getting a British passport, or you want to go somewhere else? Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section, and let's hear the last thoughts.
If you enter this country illegally or outstay your visa, you will be banned from ever gaining leave to remain or a passport. These changes, on top of a strict numerical cap on numbers, will constitute the most robust changes ever made to our immigration system.
So, the last point that she made, where she talked about coming into the country illegally, you will be banned from ever getting your settlement status or getting your passport. I feel like, okay, that sounds reasonable. I mean, even Trump is doing it in the US, so it is something that every leader would want to see for their country, seeing that people are not coming into the country illegally. It's understandable. But with the other points, when you're talking about increasing the time you have to spend in the country to 15 years before getting your passport, or increasing it to 10 years before getting your indefinite leave to remain, I feel like that is too long. There is already a plan in place where people would have to stay in the country for 5 years if you come under the work visa before you can get your indefinite leave to remain. And after you get your indefinite leave to remain, you have to spend 12 more months before you can get your British passport. So I feel like these policies or these rules, this plan that Kemi Badenoch has when she becomes the Prime Minister, I feel like that is not fair on immigrants who are legally contributing to the economy of the country. You need to pat yourself on your back and tell you, well done, you're doing well, because you are paying high taxes, you are not benefiting from the system, so you're not getting any benefits or public funds, you're not eligible for that, and basically you are working and paying your bills and doing everything you have to do by the book. So well done, you are doing really well. So I feel like this is something that needs to be reconsidered, needs to be looked into before being made a decision or a policy going forward. But I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Is this something that you feel, based on your own opinion, that it is fair, or is this something that you do not even mind at all? Would you still be considering the UK, or would you be moving somewhere else? Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. For those of you just seeing my face for the first time, my name is Mercy and you are absolutely welcome to the channel. I talk about content on migration tips. I do nursing abroad because I'm a nurse. I do content on lifestyle of those countries that you're migrating to. You would want to know how it is like living in those countries. So I do content around that, and I do vlogs as well. I also have a series where I talk about my experiences, my opinions, my thoughts on things, and that is with my husband. So it is titled Our Chair Series, and it is something that it is relatable to everyone. So do have a look, binge watch on the content, like the content, share the content, and subscribe to the channel. After subscribing, please ensure you turn on your post notification bell, because that way you will be notified when I put out a new content. And thank you so much to my returning subscribers. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your continuous support. Thank you for coming back to watch the content on the channel. And I'll see you on the next one. You keep being amazing and have a wonderful day.